Before we get started, remember what we saw in the exercise files. To make sure you and I are at the same spot when we start each new movie, you can go to the exercise files, open the chapter and the movie, and then you can simply copy out the new cool folder and put it into your themes folder. Now you can merge or overwrite all the content that's in those folders, and then when you reload the page, you'll always be at the exact same spot I am. If you've been following this course from the beginning, you've probably wondered why we haven't done anything to fix the obviously incorrectly sized image yet. Well, that's what we're going to do now. The reason we've waited until now is because we're going to dive into a more advanced feature in WordPress to do so, the functions.php file. At its core, WordPress is an advanced application that uses a series of predefined functions to perform actions. These functions can be as simple as getting the current URI or address of the page we are on, or as complicated as, well, running WordPress itself. In addition to the predefined functions that come with WordPress, we can make custom functions that adhere only to our theme. These are stored in a file called simply functions.php in our theme folder. The 2010 theme has its own functions.php file, and throughout this course, we'll be interacting with it and stealing code from it in much the same way we interacted with the style sheet, by overriding the original functions. To give you a sneak preview, we'll start by resizing the header image using a basic filter. The problem here, of course, is that the header image doesn't span all the way to the right, and it also doesn't span all the way to the bottom. That's simply because 2010 has defined the header image size as different from what we need. So what we need to do is redefine the actual header image size. If we go Ctrl-Shift-I and look at the developer tools, and then pick the magnifying glass and click on the image, you'll see in the code itself, the height is defined as 198 pixels and the width is defined as 940 pixels. What we need is 980 pixels wide and 224 pixels tall. So how do we do that? Well, it's a two-step process, and I'll do it all in Eclipse so you can see it. First, I'll open the 2010 folder and find the functions.php file. This file has all the custom functions for 2010, and what we're going to do is hook into one of those functions using our own functions.php file. But first we have to find the function we're going to hook into. So I'll scroll down here, and I already know where it is, but I'll show you. Down here on line 116 and 117, we have this line that says define header image width and define header image height. And you see here is defined as 940 pixels and 198 pixels. This is what we want to change. So what we're going to do is copy this code out and put it into our own functions.php file. So I'll go to my own folder, the new cool, and I'll right-click on it and create a new PHP file and call it functions.php. And then it starts with a PHP delimiter, so I'll simply close it just so I don't forget. And then inside here, I'm going to copy out that code and make a change to it. So I'll go highlight the code inside the 2010 functions file, copy it, go into my functions file, and paste it. I'll just clean up a bit by putting a tab at the front. And then we can change the size. So I'll say 980 pixels by 224. When I save this, it's now inside the new cool folder, which means this has precedence over the original theme folder. When I now reload, the image is the size we want. It seems really easy, but this is actually a really advanced function, because what happens now is that all the images that are assigned to be in the header are now resized to that size. And more importantly, we have defined a new image size for WordPress as a whole. So when we upload new images to WordPress now, there will always be an image that's 980 pixels wide and 224 pixels tall. Understanding how the functions.php file works in conjunction with the parent theme functions.php file and how to hook in via hooks can give you access to existing functions for easy customization of your child theme.